morning, campers. I'm just leaving Nature's Inn Hostel and Cabins. Unfortunately, I stupidly did not take any photos or video there. I don't know what I was thinking. I was too focused on getting to hot springs, but I'm about to enter the woods. Trail goes right through there. So today, 14.1 miles, heading to a stealth camping spot called Shelton Graves. It's where 2 Union soldiers were killed when they came south to visit their families. And of course, this is Confederate territory, so they were killed by Confederate soldiers, I assume, right on that spot, and that's where they're buried. And I guess you can camp up there. A little weird, but 14.1 miles, so nice day, clear day, chilly, but it's going to warm up a little bit. It'll be temperate today. So it is about 10 after 8. Getting going now, and we'll see what the day has in store. Hogback Ridge Shelter. Hogback is the name of a cabin that my wife and I have rented in the Finger Lakes. I don't know, at least three or four times. So that's kind of funny. It has a double meaning for me. Just took a break there. I'm done with the first big push of the day. That was a 2.4 mile uphill to get up here to Hogback Ridge. Next, I'm going back down, and I'm going up to Lick Rock, I think it's called, or Lick Mountain. And then down again, and then another push up to Flint Mountain. And from the top of Flint Mountain, there's another push up. There's no down, it's just you keep going up. Maybe a small blip of a down, then back up again. And that's up to Shelton Graves, which is where I'm planning on camping for tonight. I know it sounds weird. Tenting in a place called Shelton Graves. There's actually graves there, as I mentioned, so should be interesting. But everyone says it's a beautiful spot to camp, so we will see later today. Hey, just checking in. It's been 2 hours. I took a long break at the Hogback Ridge Shelter there, about a half-hour break. So I've really only been hiking for an hour and a half, and I've covered 3.4 miles. So that's about 2.25 mile an hour pace, which is really good. It's nice and flat, or partially downhill here. So I'm expecting to make good time today. I'm hoping to get to Shelton Graves by 4. 5 at the very latest. That would be, if I'm going slow or run into problems going on the uphills or something, or I take more breaks than I planned. But 4 o'clock is doable. So, but you can see it's just beautiful forest around me. Not much specific to see. It's kind of like yesterday. Nothing exciting. Sorry. Haven't seen any deer or interesting fungus, or it's just woods right now. So sorry if today's another kind of a boring vanilla day, but it is what it is. I've got the Smokies coming up, so hopefully there'll be some cool views up there to share with you. Okay, just off the water. That's the last reliable water source before the next shelter, which is 3.5 miles to the shelter. But I needed water anyway. I was about a little over the halfway point. And then my intended campsite for tonight, 6.4 miles. The only problem is it's almost all uphill. It's like uphill, 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 little dip, uphill, 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 little dip, uphill, uphill. It does that like 4 times. But it's 90% uphill. So it's going to slow me down. So 6.4 miles, that maybe a 4-hour hike. That's a 1.6 mile an hour pace. Plus a 20-minute break at the next shelter. That would get me to campsite by 5, which is ideal. That's kind of like my cutoff. It's not my drop dead time. My drop dead time is 5:30 to give me enough time to do everything I need to in camp. If I get there by 5, gives me an extra half hour. Set up my tent, let it dry out a little bit, let it air out because of the condensation and moisture on it from the last time I camped in it. Okay, it's going steep uphill again. So anyway, I got water, to the shelter. There is water at the shelter at a spring. It's like 200 yards away, though. I'm not going that far for spring water. Then there's a few unreliable water sources between the shelter and where I'm going to camp. But I'm sure one of those four are going to have water, so I'll be able to carry water. Where I'm camping, there is no water. So I'm going to have to carry water at least a mile, mile and a half uphill. But it is what it is, right? So I just saw a guy on the trail, and he was staring down the trail in the direction I'm going. I said, oh, is there an animal up there or something? He goes, no, I'm waiting for my dog. I think he went off and chased something. And I said, oh, what's his name? He said, Scout. He's got an orange backpack on. I said, is he friendly? He said, yeah. So I said, okay, I'll walk up the trail and see if I see him. Walked up the trail, a couple hundred yards, calling, hey, Scout, whistling. And then I see him up ahead, digging frantically under a tree root or a tree stump. And I'm assuming like a chipmunk went under there, had a little den or something. He's digging away. And I said, hey, Scout, Scout. He got his attention. I said, go on, your owner's calling you. He looked at me, and he took off down the trail toward his owner. And I yelled, he's coming, I found him. And so that was kind of neat. It's nice seeing a dog that, has an owner who cares about him. Unlike some dog owners. I think we all know what I'm talking about. If you see my other episodes. Enough said. That right there was the last reliable water source before the place I'm planning on camping. Another look at it there. A little tricky to collect, but I just collected 3.5 liters. Oh boy, that's heavy. That's 7.7 pounds of water. So yeah, I feel it. Oh, that's a lot heavier. There is one more water source, potentially about 1.25 miles from here, just 0.2 of a mile from where I'm camping tonight. But the last comment was from 2 weeks ago, and they said it was dry. Now, we just had Hurricane Ian blow through, last weekend. So water sources have been pretty good for the most part. But didn't want a chance getting all the way up there. It's all uphill between here and there. Didn't want a chance getting all the way up there, finding out, yep, it's dry. Now what do I do? There's no water for another 4 miles. I'm not going to come all the way back down here to get water. So I said, I'll just get the water here. And Anakin, Grouch Walker, another hiker who's been tagging kind of with me for the last few days, she said, text me when you get to the second water source and let me know if there's water there. So that's where I'm headed now. I don't know if I'll have a signal or not. If not, she's just going to have to do what I did. So we'll see, but it's going to be a long 1.5 miles to the campsite, I know, with this extra weight on my back. I probably got 35 pounds at least, 35, 36 pounds. Whew, heavy. All right, here I go.